Good evening, Lake Orion, and thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Ian Witherspoon, and I am between Taorminas. Welcome to Between Taorminas. Anthony Taormina.
Hello.
Hi. Salvatore Taormina.
Hello, you.
Hello, me. I'm Ian. What we have today are three wonderful topics. The first of which is
The Super Bowl.
the Super Bowl. The second of which is something you broke last week.
Yeah, Prince coming home.
Prince coming
Detroit.
home. Coming home. And the third topic is we're going to
Lake
talk
Orion.
a little Lake Orion basketball, men's basketball. Okay? So, boys, let's get into it. Shall we start off, before we discuss the matchup, should we just get right into the picks and then discuss matchups?
Let's go matchups first.
You want to go matchups first?
Yeah.
Talk about the game a little bit?
I think if you look at the game, I mean, like, it's basically going to be New England's got the 31st worst defense in the NFL, but the Giants, of course, has got multiple weapons. You know, they got two good running backs. They got Cruz, Manningham, Nix. Yep. I think the Giants will be scoring a lot in points and bunches against that Patriots defense. But New England also can score as well. You know, I mean, they got Brady, Welker. You know, we'll just see
We
what
saw that
happens.
against Denver, didn't we? Against Tebow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We saw that against though I will say that I think it's going to be a really good game. It's going to be a very emotional game. As I said last week, New York and Boston
Yeah.
with the G-men and the Pats. I think that it'll be very competitive in Indianapolis, which is, you know, the house that Peyton built, arguably.
Sure. Absolutely.
So,
So, how much do you think effect will Gronkowski's injury have on this game?
Huge. Because, like, if Gronkowski can't go, you know, he won't be 100%.
Right.
But if Gronkowski, you know, somehow gets further discomfort, I think that New England, you know, then New England becomes pretty much a instead of that two tight end set they're going to do, they're going to start focusing more on Aaron Hernandez. You know what I mean?
I think it's going to play a big role because you look at Gronkowski as one of Brady's favorite weapons. He's proven that this season. He's done extremely well for New England. He's like another asset to him. But I mean, I think that I do think it's going to play a huge role. I think it's going to maybe impact the game. It could impact who wins the Super Bowl.
Right. You got to look at the experience too. This is
I
not
think
the first
both-
time
no.
they
This is
played
not-
this year even. you know?
Both teams have experience. I mean, like, it's just, if you look at it, I think the Giants' defense is a little bit better.
Yep.
But I also think that New England, I mean, and of course we know Tom Brady's had some struggles in big games.
Yep.
You know?
And you got to look at that front four.
The
New York
line is
Giants.
crucial.
Yep. That's
They,
crucial.
You know, Brady has had struggles, but he's also come through.
Yep.
He's a two-time Super Bowl MVP. You know.
He overcame his demons last week or a couple weeks ago against Baltimore.
Yeah. Yep.
He had
Even though he didn't have a great game.
No, but he had, but he overcame the demons, and he's in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Compliments of, you know, so he has a history of overcoming demons.
Exactly.
I don't see why he can't overcome these demons.
All right. Your pick and why?
I think it's going to be a very competitive game.
Yep.
I think it's going to be very emotional.
Very emotional.
Only one guy pretty much knows of my pick beforehand, which is Kyle Wood.
Oh.
Not Sam.
Not your brother?
Nope, not Sammy.
Can you read his mind right now?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to make a prediction.
Make it.
I think
Own
the Patriots win by 3.
By 3.
I think it's going to be a very close game. I think it's going to be a very emotional game. I think Gronkowski plays regardless.
You're right.
And
What's
I
the
think
biggest
it's going
factor
to be.
to a Patriots win for you?
I think ultimately, if it comes down to an offensive game, I think New England's the better team in terms of offense.
Yeah.
I think that New England's been looking forward to this for a long, long time. I think that I do think the Giants are going to give them a challenge. But, I mean, Gronkowski's had 2 weeks to recover.
Right.
And I think that he might be the biggest factor.
Okay.
And I also think that, you know, Brady will, you know, they want this game. New England wants this game, especially after what happened in 2007.
They don't want history to repeat itself.
Right.
And I'm going to have to agree with Anthony. I think Patriots win this thing. I think, you know, you want to know why?
Why?
Tom Brady, and that's it.
All right, here's my pick. Drum roll, please. You know what? I decided on this in memory of the freshman coach, Curtis Ederton. I'm going with the New York Football Giants. Here's why. Because if you look at it...
Did you have to wear the Patriots gear last week? Is that a big reason
yeah,
for
maybe
it?
there should be a little wager on this
Let's
one.
look at it from this perspective, boy. I'm going to say that New York is going to win this game. New England's defense is bad. I mean, like, Eli Manning is going to have a field day against New England.
Hey,
I think it's going to...
mic on.
It's going to be a shootout. It'll be a shootout, but also what I anticipate is Eli Manning going to throw 2 touchdowns to Victor Cruz. He's going to throw 1 to Mario Manningham and 2 to Hakeem Nicks.
Tell your score.
I'm going to say this. Let's see here. And then of course you're going to have Brandon Jacobs. I'm going to say New York puts it in the low 30s to high 40s range against New England's defense.
I can't believe you got the entire everyone here at Oscars to do a drum roll. That's what I can't believe.
I can't believe that you're going to be wrong again.
No, I'm going to be right.
Have you ever made a true prediction?
He has quite a bit.
Have you ever guessed right?
I doubt it.
I've never seen you guess a darn thing right. All right, you want to make
a lot of
make it
people look up
interesting?
to him.
Make it a little interesting?
What?
A little wager.
What?
Maybe we'll talk about it during our first break, okay?
Yeah.
All right, you might be wearing more than just Patriots gear next time. Okay, so when we come back, we're going to talk about a little Prince Fielder and what he means to Motown. You're watching Between Taorminas.
Did you know that you can watch ONTV on the web? How cool is that? Just surf on over to www.orionontv.org to watch your favorite on-TV show. A service of Orion Neighborhood Television.
Orion Neighborhood Television has been your community connection for the last 20 years. From local concerts and sports to resident-made original programming, we are the voice of Lake Orion. Featuring a large professional studio, ONTV can provide you with the tools you need to make a quality program. Our staff is knowledgeable, friendly, and eager to help with your program success. Your voice, your community, on TV.
Can ONTV really be a part of Orion's history? Can a 100-year-old school be moved and preserved?
ONTV, a part of Orion's history since 1986.
Ready? Okay, welcome back to Between Taorminas, where now we are going to focus on Prince Fielder. And through some transmetic waves, Sammy picked up on the good news. And you want to tell us what that means to you?
It means a lot of good things. You know, I think that means the Tigers are going to be a playoff team this year.
Well, they were last year.
They were last year.
Do you like their chances better this year now?
Yeah, because if you look at it, if you look at the only true, I mean, like Cleveland's not going to be good. Cleveland will be good. It won't be as good. Chicago, new change, new staff. But, you know, the biggest loser of all this, you got Minnesota, no pitching.
Right.
I mean, like, but then then the biggest loser of all this is the Kansas City Royals, because, like,
Talk to me.
the Kansas City Royals were going to use their farm system to take advantage of a weak AL Central.
Right.
Now that doesn't happen anymore because
You know, I think Kansas City is a team that's going to give the Tigers most fits in our division, though.
Maybe.
That's my opinion.
Why do you think Kansas City?
Because they can hit. They can hit.
they can't.
And they got a lot of young blood in there.
Well, they
Speed,
can't pitch.
defense.
They can pitch. They've got a pretty decent
They've got
pitching
some
staff.
farm
Soria
hands
is their
coming up.
closer. I know that.
Right, right. They got some farm hands coming.
I think
that they're just going to give the Tigers most fits. What do you
The
think?
question I ask about the Tigers deal is, what about the defense?
Right.
Because Miguel Cabrera, playing him at third base is
It's a defensive liability.
it's almost a liability, yes. I'm not saying that he can't play third base, but I think it's a defensive liability. Offensively, if they click on all cylinders, it's going to be beautiful.
Right, right.
The key word is if, because at some point in the season, all hitters go through droughts.
Right, right.
And-
Well, that's expected. It's a long season.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at it, if Miguel Cabrera takes care of his business, Prince Fielder takes care of his,
Well, I think
there's going to be a lot of hitting.
I
going
think
on.
if you look
Yeah,
at
there
it
will
from
be.
this perspective, I mean, like the DH role this year is open, and you could possibly put Cabrera at DH, Fielder at first, you think about it,
And it might happen.
it probably will happen, and then it's just, this could be a fun summer here in
You
Detroit.
just made a very good hitting team that much better getting Prince Fielder.
So what do you guys think they still need to do, if anything?
I think if you look at the Tigers, they need a fifth starter.
Right?
They need a
Do
lefty.
you have any guesses as to who that fifth starter would be or who you'd like to see?
I would like to see a lefty come in there.
Right.
Because I've noticed in the four Tigers that the projected fifth starter is Jacob Turner.
Right.
And I'm a little bit scared.
He's still real young.
Still very young.
Yeah.
I think they need to go and get a lefty.
How do you feel about Andy Oliver giving him another try?
No.
No?
He had his chances. Trade him.
You want him
I
out?
think
I want him out.
Okay.
I think that, and I said this the first show, the first or second show, I said that the Tigers need bullpen help.
Right.
They have done nothing to fix the bullpen.
Well, they got Octavio
The tell.
Dotel.
They got the tell.
And they did trade away Ryan Perry for somebody. I don't know who they
Yes.
got. They got another long-handed relief from
But
Washington.
they still need to fix it. I think the issue is still bullpen.
Okay.
We still got
I think-
Albuquerque in there too.
Well, he won't be here till the middle of the season, I don't think.
I think the thing is still bullpen. I think the Tigers fix their hitting. Sam is right. They do need another starting pitcher.
Right.
But ultimately, what cost the Tigers last year, as you know, is their bullpen.
Right.
And I think if the Tigers can develop their bullpen, get it more deeper, they'll be fine.
Okay. You have any? Who do you want as a DH role though? If Cabrera's at third, Prince is at first. Who's DHing for you guys?
This year,
Yeah.
Dalman Young.
Delman Young. Who you got in left?
You could put
You don't think
Rayburn
they're
in.
going to get the Cuban?
No, I don't think we're gonna get the
Do you think they should get the Cuban?
No.
Okay.
No, it's too much money.
Too much money?
Too much money.
Well, Mike Ilitch has a lot of it apparently.
He has a lot of it, yes, but I would
Yeah,
stick with
$5 pizza deals.
yeah, those $5 hot and ready.
Well,
deals.
pizza is technically $10. Hot and ready is $5. Pizza's the two. Did you ever get those?
Yeah.
Those are pretty good, huh? You get your pepperoni on one pizza, you get your supreme on the other.
Oh yeah.
Not bad, huh?
Not bad.
You could eat a couple of those. Help out the cause.
But I mean, the point is that I wonder how many Little Caesars pizzas it took to get Prince Fielder to come to Detroit.
41 million pizzas, to what I heard.
That seems about right. Yeah.
That seems about right. Yeah.
It's 214 million. He's going to make 23.8 million a year.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of
that's
pizza.
A lot of pizza.
That's a lot of pizza.
That is. It really
Hopefully
is.
it'll translate to a lot of home runs and a lot
Hopefully.
of RBIs.
A lot of wins,
A lot of
Let's
wins.
look at the wins,
Let's look at the
Hopefully.
wins.
Well, hopefully it doesn't become a. Hopefully this trade benefits both sides, and it doesn't become a.
Free agent signing.
Right.
Hopefully it doesn't become like what has happened to past players.
Sure.
Gary Sheffield, a good example.
Let's
Sure,
look at
sure.
Boston. You know what I mean? Boston, everybody talked about Boston having a really good team last year, and then
Right.
they lost in the final day of the Baltimore Orioles.
Right.
Cost them a trip to the playoffs. I mean, but if you look at it from that perspective,
Boston had a
if you
star-studded
look-
offense.
If you look at it, there's really four teams in the AL this year that are favorites. You got the Tigers, Yankees, Rangers, Angels. I mean, those are four guaranteed right there. And the fifth spot, that new wild card spot, is either going to be the Rays or the Red Sox.
Right.
You're not giving the
no qualms
Twinkies
there.
or Indians there?
No, Twinkies and Indians, no, they got issues.
You're not even giving Ian Weatherspoon a chance.
Why? Why? I'm not a team. My team's the Tigers.
You look like a team, you act like a team, you quack like a team, so you must be a team.
We'll be back. We're going to talk a little Lake Orion basketball. God bless you all. Thank you. I don't know what that was.
Can ONTV really change the way you see Orion? Can a community hold a talent show to raise mental health awareness?
ONTV, a part of Orion's history since 1986. Video classes are now enrolling. Call 248-693-3377 to reserve your seat today. A service of Orion Neighborhood Television. This is you, and this is your community. You have a great idea, but how do you get that idea to your community? ONTV has your answer. You see, ONTV is a part of your community. We help you get your idea on cable, so everyone you know will learn about your great idea. So, what are you waiting for? Get your idea on cable and into your community. Get your idea on TV.
Welcome back to Between Taorminas for our third segment. My favorite segment because that means I'm almost done with you guys. All right, so listen. Lake Orion basketball, the men's, the varsity team. They're 8-5 right now.
Yep.
We want to know, are they for real?
Well, first of all, I'd like to give a personal shout out, National Signing Day.
Can't do that.
I can do
Just
that.
kidding, go ahead.
National Signing Day today for
You're on
all
that.
sports.
There
I'd
you
like
go.
to give a personal shout out, Sean Charette. Congratulations.
Where's he going?
It's going to Grand Valley State University.
Congrats.
Also a basketball player as well.
Sean is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good.
All right, now speaking of Lake Orion, we've got, I look at Lake Orion, I've been working their games, I've attended some of their games as well, quite a bit of them actually. And I think
I hear Coach Campy was there yesterday.
No, he wasn't there.
Oh, that was you, wasn't it?
Oh, because of the coat and the dress shirt.
Sure.
Anyways, my point is that I think that this team's on the rise. They played very, very well against Rochester, very senior-laden team who has a lot of experience. They're on the rise. They've had a couple of tough losses, but when you're a team that doesn't have a lot of seniors, you have you're going to have those times
There's
where you
pros
struggle.
and cons to that.
Yeah, there's a new coaching staff.
Right.
Really good team. I really like this team. You know, I really like the freshman team led by Coach Etherton, and then also the JV team led by Coach Grubbs and Coach DeHart. Both of them do a really good job. I think that I do think that the Lake Orion boys basketball team is certainly on the rise. I mean, and I think they're looking pretty good to win districts.
They may not be for real right now, or do you think they are for real?
I
do you think their realness is going to come a year or two away?
I think right now they are for real right now. They played Rochester tough. They did have a couple setbacks, Birmingham Seaholm not too long ago. But I mean, if they play like they did against Rochester, they're going to be just fine.
Going to go a long way. Sam?
I think this team,
They have breaking news?
No, they got long. I think they still got a long way to go, you know, to get their ultimate goal. But I think that they're heading in the right direction. I think that if you look at it, the loss to Birmingham Seaholm in overtime, that was a question mark. But they proved to me that they played, you know, that they can compete with the big boys, especially in the blue. You know what I mean? With the Rochester,
Falcons.
you know, Rochester came in. They had a 11-game winning streak, you know, and their only loss of the year was their first game to I think it was Detroit Henry Ford.
Yeah.
But still, you got to give those guys a lot of credit. I still think if you look at it, their district's very favorable. I mean,
Very
like
winnable,
you got
too.
very winnable. I liked how the draw they got in the district. I mean, like it's a good draw, and but on them being for real, you know, they're for real right now. I think that you know, but they can't they can't move down. If they move down, you know, if they start going down, then they're in trouble.
I think that I do agree with you in that sense, but I also think that there's still a lot more games for them to prove. You know, there might be, you know, there is 20 games, probably more as you go into the tournament time, but I do think that they are for real. I think that and if they keep on playing the way that they're playing, especially with what we saw against Rochester, and then obviously the league is really Rochester, Troy Athens, and you know Lake Orion, and then you know they've had a couple of they can get on a roll. They can really get on an honest roll.
If they can, you know, then they got to carry the momentum heading into districts, you know. But I do love the matchups they have there.
Very favorable.
Unlike Rochester, who's got to go through Rochester Adams.
Yep, very favorable. It's a very favorable draw.
Orion's got to go through Stony Creek and Adams.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, good enough.
Yeah, good enough.
Okay, want to get to the question?
Yeah, let's get
Question time?
Yeah.
Okay, today's question comes from Nancy in the wonderful community of Leonard.
Leonard.
Nancy would like to know, she understands that you've had a lot of questions about your two roles in the community, mainly in
Taking
dealing with
younger,
youth, you know, kind of take kids under your wing,
taking younger kids
whether it be
under their
through
wing.
coaching or just your presence, and she would like to know how, like, what you use, like, what's your main driving force behind what you do with all the kids?
I'm a
For both of you.
big believer of taking younger kids under your wing and teaching them things you know. Not everything you know. Whether if you're in high school, whether if you're in college, whether if you're in elementary school, whether you're in middle school. I mean, just a lot of those characteristics. I actually do give my friends a lot of credit. From Pat Ronan, Kevin Bowen, you know, Jeff Krasnowski, especially the late great Stephen Crowder. He ended up helping me, like, he always told me, Ant, when you get older, take a younger kid under your wing and teach them things.
And you certainly took that to heart, eh? Yeah.
I did. I always believed that if you take a younger kid under your wing, if you have kids that look up to you as a mentor, then that helps. You know, it makes you feel good. It helps them. I was able to accomplish quite a bit of things.
Right.
I do credit my family. I do credit that core of friends for because if it wasn't for them, I don't become the person I am.
Sam, you got anything to chime in on?
Well, I mean, I've taken some people under my wing, you know, from coaching. You know, I do have an assistant coach,
Right.
you know, that was a former thrower, you know.
What's her name?
Her name is Melanie. She's
Melanie.
very good.
Yeah.
I mean, she's
Remember Melanie?
good player. She was a good player for me. She's you know, she's been a very good coach. She's been a very good coach. You know, last year took her under my wing. You know, like to learn her some of the stuff that I do as a coach, and you know, and of course, you know, I've had a lot of alums who are now in the high school wanting to buy into my system. You know, like wanted me to take them under their wing. You know, teach them like the ways of how I handle things, how I handle the life of a coach, you know what I mean, and the life of a person.
It's not just being, you know, it's not just handling life. It's, you know, being handling coach, but it's life. I mean, those kids look up to you. I mean, in college, you kind of have a. When I was an upperclassman in college, I took younger kids who went to college under my wing and was teaching them. I mostly did it with those in Lake Orion, and then when I was a younger man in college, I ended up taking older high school kids under my wing.
Right.
I think it's really good because it helps us. I mean, I know you do it at times as well, Ian, from time to time.
It's always good to help people in transition when you've been there, you know what I mean?
It's always good to be a positive role model in the community because they respect you, they look up to you, and I mean, whether if you're a coach or if you're just around giving them advice and always that encouragement, that helps them out so much. What do you think about it, Ian?
Oh, I think everything you just said. I mean, when you go through something in life, whatever it is, it's always great to kind of give back and to kind of shine a light on your experiences. So, and I like your attitude about it. So, boys, anything further you want to say on anything? Broad spectrum today. Any final notes?
I'd like to say special shout out to my cousins, Austin and Ashley Powell, Bradley and Brandon Gamalik, Oh, special shout out to them. Special shout out to my Taormina cousins as well, Mia, Nina, Gina.
Mia, Nina, Gina.
And then also Steven and Madeline. And just special shout out to my family. Special shout out to my friends as well. Love y'all.
Well, like, you know, if you look at it, I like to send a little disappointed Michigan State lost to Illinois. You know, I know Oakland's got a big stretch as well coming up. I know that I've also been very critical of Oakland's three-point shooting defense, you know, when they played North Dakota State.
You have to bring it up.
Yeah, and South Dakota State.
I don't want to talk about it. Thank you.
Yeah, I know
I don't
you
want to
probably
talk
don't,
about it.
But I probably know you don't. But, you know, I just want to say I'm very disappointed in Oakland's
I don't want to
three-point
talk
shooting
about
defense.
it. Thank you.
Three-point shooting defense. It
You have
cost
to
me against
bash-
North Dakota State, and, you know, and it might cost me the Summit League tournament.
So shout
It
out
won't.
to Oakland's three-point shooting defense. Where are you? We need you. Yeah? Good enough?
Yep.
Okay.
Drum roll, please.
Have a good weekend, everybody. Bye-bye now.
Drum roll, please.